I hate the Anoeta. I never want to travel there again. Barcelona have lost. The win streak is over. The 11th straight that could have been 12 today is over. Barca have lost, and I thought, honestly, guys, I thought we played well, but who cares? The only stat in football is goals. It's not possession. It's not possession. It's not chances. The chances don't matter when Dani Olmo keeps missing. It doesn't matter, bro. I can't believe it. What a wasted opportunity. What a wasted opportunity today from our club. And I'm going to be honest, bro. Everybody at the club deserves smoke. Laporta, Deco, everybody except for me, Flick. I thought Flick coached a great game. I know some people are going mad, but I thought Flick did his part. I understand that everybody's mad right now, but let's not be stupid, bro. Did we have, bro, a manager's job is to make chances, right? And to prevent chances. Did we not have way more chances than Sociedad? But we have bums up front. With all due respect, Ferran, not good enough. Dani Olmo today, awful, bro. Awful, bro. Disaster class. Fermin Lopez, bro. Guys, a real question, a real uncomfortable convos, bro. Fermin, I love you, but what do you do outside of GA? Right? We all kill Bellingham for it, right? We all love to kill Bellingham for it, right? But Fermin Lopez, outside of GA, not good enough, bro. How many crosses did he mess up today? So, bro, nobody's on you, bro. Put in a good cross. Dani Olmo, why can't you score a tap-in? Why can't you score 1v1s? What's wrong with you? We paid money for you, bro. We don't have much. You know what I'm saying? Guys, smash up the likes. Subscribe. Drop your take in the comments down below. I will reply to you guys. I'm very pissed off, right? And hype up the video also, right? But we wasted a Lamine Yamal masterclass. I thought Yamal was unbelievable today. I thought Yamal was in his bag. Guys, I'm going to be honest, bro. I'm not even mad like that. I'm just very upset, bro. Disappointed. I was starting to believe. I thought if we win today, what a win that would be. What a win that would be. Real Madrid in shambles, Arbeloa laughing at them. Now they're laughing at us. Brother, I'm telling y'all right now that our games get easy after this game. This game, for me, it felt like a final. If we win this, who's stopping Barca? But they beat us, right? And once again, Yamal balled out. What is up with Barcelona and playing bad at Anoeta every single time we play Real Sociedad away? I genuinely hate it, bro. Like in real life, bro, legitimately. Like if there's a restaurant that you hate, you just don't go again, bro. I don't mind if this team gets relegated every single time. Barcelona go there. It's a tough game. We always have to earn it. What's wrong with that stadium? We never get free like gimmies there. No. Barca, even when we win, it's a tough game. And today we lost. But I hate that stadium. Genuinely, if Real Sociedad get relegated, nobody's sad. Genuinely, nobody is sad, right? But let's get straight into the game, bro. The horrible nightmare of a game. Barca, I'm not gonna lie. I thought bro, I want to say we played well, but you gotta score, bro. How many times did we hit the post? How many, bro? If the post was a human, that would be considered abuse. You can't do that. You cannot hit a person like that many times. Bro, legitimately, we hit the post at least 4 times. Probably like 5 or 6. But let's talk about the lineup that Hansi Flick went out with, right? Yaun Garcia. By the way, Yaun Garcia, you're my guy. I've been saying Buffon, Manuel Neuer, Yaun Garcia's better, right? Listen, maybe I'm getting humbled for talking a bit crazy. Yaun Garcia, I'm going to be honest. Stinker, right? The guy played like he was drunk. The guy played like he was high, bro. Bro, Yaun Garcia, did you guys see that mistake that Cabarsi covered up for him? Legitimately, and Cabarsi didn't even have a great game, but he had a goal-saving tackle, bro. Clearance, bro. Yaun Garcia today, I don't know what it was, bro. Maybe he's heard the praise too much, but I have to mention, I'm sorry, guys. How the hell is Jules Koundé still starting? Like how? Jules Koundé has legitimately been atrocious and he starts again. Do you know how demoralizing that is? That every single game that we win, matter of fact, because we've been on this winning streak, that I'm like, yo, Barca played well, Koundé played trash. We have to bench this guy. Hansi Flick, does this guy have dirt on you? Like, I don't understand. Like, bro, people are saying that Koundé is like Flick's son. Legitimately, it feels like the treatment is mad. How many disaster classes in a row before Flick pulls the trigger? Guys, I'm not joking. I'm not even trying to hate. Listen, let me know in the comments if you still want Koundé to start. But I don't know what to say. The guy is bad on offense and defense. The amount of crosses that he could have put that Lamine was cooking today. Awful, bro. Like, legit. right? Pedri and De Jong, I thought this was one of their worst games, to be honest. I know in the midfield, the first half, they were doing well. In the second half, Pedri and De Jong weren't that good, bro. Cabarsi made some mistakes. Eric mid, Alejandro Balde. Listen, Alejandro Balde. I'm going to be honest, bro. You might have to, not get sold. That's too extreme. But we need to get competition. Right? I don't know if this guy's good enough, bro. Every single week, we play a low block. Whenever a team decides to park the bus, the guy cannot cross. Bro, this is your fourth year. You're not a rookie, bro. You're not Casado. You're not, I don't know how to say it. You're not Dro. You're not Joffrey. You're not these youngsters. You know what I'm saying? Balde has to do better, bro. This is legit. Like, it's unprofessional. How can a guy still not cross 4 years into their career now at Barcelona, right? Fermin, once again, awful, man. How many times? I know he scored the goal, was disallowed. I thought, by the way, the ref was very suspect. I thought the ref was bad. I'm not going to lie. But I don't like to make excuses. Let's look at our performance. We had all them chances still, and we still could not get the job done. And I understand Gil Manzano's the ref, but who cares, bro? Regardless of the ref, let me know right now. Did we not have the opportunity to win the game? Did we not have chance after chance after chance? And we kept on choking and missing, and Dani Olmo, brother, was playing against us? Bro, what is wrong with you? Dani Olmo, we bought you, bro. I told you, we bought you. We spent cash, real hard-earned cash at Catalonia. We don't got too much of it. And this is what you did. You had two really good opportunities, and you just did not get the job done. You have to shoot better. I just don't understand it, bro. Ferran was awful, bro. Guys, Ferran Torres today showed you why you cannot rely on him. He's a good player. He's a really good squad player. He's not a starter, dog. He's not a starter. The guy's just not good enough, bro. You could just tell. I understand. I've been saying Ferran's had a really good season, but he's still not the guy. The only guy who balled out today, legitimately hard carry, legit solo. Bro, Lamine Yamal was unbelievable today. A lot of people think that I have agenda against the kid. I thought he did everything today. I thought he balled out. The goal got disallowed. That's unfortunate. Offside, right? Listen, Lamine did everything he could. Playmaking, dribbling, right? He got so many times. He got the defenders off balance, played the through ball. How many times Koundé had a cross uncontested, and he does horrible? Well, what can I do about that? Lamine, I just don't know what to say. Lamine was unbelievable today. And still, bro, speaking about Yamal, Rashford, the goal that he scored, the assist, that's a peach of a ball. Jenny and Rashford today, I don't think it was his best performance, but at least he scored, bro. But how can I criticize Marcus Rashford, who actually had a positive impact when I have Dani Olmo, Fermin, Ferran, brother Jules Koundé, and Alejandro Balde, who started, and they were all awful, bro. Even, listen, I always say with Fermin, he's a good player, but when are we going to start criticizing his performances without GA? Like, it doesn't make sense. You have to get better. Composure, bro. Like, and we're seeing Dro leave. Dro is a great talent, man. He has it all. He's just young, and he's leaving. It's horrible, man. And Deco Laporta, this is also on you guys because, bro, we need more players. Why am I talking about Alejandro Balde needs competition? Sometimes I speak, Frankie wasn't bad today, by the way, but sometimes I'm like, yo, Frankie's not the answer. But every single year we stall on the left wing. Now we got Rashford. I don't think Rashford's the guy still. I know he scored today, but Deco and Laporta, they keep on stalling, bro. Make some signings, bro. Our team needs help. Hey, Hansi Flick needs help. Bro, this guy, he has come to Barcelona, and one thing we did him wrong. We did not back him at all. And the guy's still winning trophies. The guy coached a good game for me enough. I know the in-game injury was mid, but Flick has done great at Barca, and still, this is what we do, right? The first goal, right? Oyarzabal. I just don't know what to say, man. Like, that was a great goal by them, right? The great connection, right? The cross. Koundé could have done better. Balde could have done better. We need new fullbacks. What else is new? We genuinely need a right back and a left back. And Cancelo is not the answer. Cancelo is a good player, right? But listen, maybe I'm being too harsh, but I'm just so disappointed. We had a chance, guys. We had a chance to go 12 straight. And if you saw the running, we have Elche, we have a lot of easy teams in La Liga. We could have won 18, 19 straight easily, right? And now we have to start over. And the bigger picture is Real Madrid. Real Madrid now have they can breathe a bit, right? They're like, yo, the league is still back on. It's 1 point. It's 1 point in January. Real Madrid fans are starting to believe this is bad, bro. I don't know what to say. And Arbeloa, maybe he's not the guy, but who cares, bro? We got to criticize our own team today, right? The goal that they scored. I don't know, bro. I'm going to lose it, bro. I'm so disappointed in the team. Genuinely so disappointed. This is a game that if you win, you can win the title. It's generally that type of game, right? And we concede right after Rashford scores a really good header, right? And we concede a goal that's unacceptable, bro. Like everybody, Kabarsi and, Jan Garcia and Eric, they're all scrambling and Koundé starts it all off because this guy's awful this season. He's playing against us. I'm not joking, bro. If Jules Koundé plays like this, sell him. I'm not joking. Sell him at the summer. I'm at that point. I'm tired of it every single week. Bro, you had like 2 good games this whole year. You're not tricking nobody, bro. Play good consistently. This is FC Barcelona, bro. What is that? Conceding right after. It's just shambolic. What a horrible game. Real Madrid have caught life. I can't believe we have let them off the hook. Guys, smash the like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. I don't think it's on Flick. I don't. I think there's a lot of other guys that did horrible, right? So let me know who should be blamed. Smash the like, subscribe. I'll see y'all soon. I love all y'all, each and every single one of y'all. Peace. Visca Barca.